A routine court hearing quickly turns into a chaotic confrontation when a defendant claiming to be a sovereign citizen refuses to accept the authority of the court. From the very beginning, he challenges the name written on his legal documents, insisting that he is a living man and not the all-capitalized identity recognized by the state. Instead of responding directly to the charges, he repeatedly questions the court's jurisdiction and attempts to use complicated legal-sounding arguments to avoid the proceedings. The case involves allegations that he operated a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. However, the defendant argues that he was not driving, but simply traveling, claiming that citizens have a constitutional right to move freely without government permission. The magistrate remains calm and professional throughout the hearing, repeatedly explaining that his interpretation of the law is incorrect and that the court does, in fact, have authority over the case. As the hearing continues, the defendant interrupts multiple times, refuses to cooperate fully, and insists that he is being coerced. Despite his protests, the court proceeds with the arraignment, enters a plea on his behalf after he refuses to do so himself, and sets conditions for his release along with a future court date. The exchange highlights the growing trend of sovereign citizen arguments appearing in courtrooms and demonstrates how judges consistently reject these theories because they have no legal basis.
I don't have no contracts with the state of Michigan at all, period. And so I was wondering about personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction in regards to this.
Okay. And you can continue to wonder about those at the moment. What I am doing, you have a show cause hearing on the matter ending in 472, which is the retail fraud charge. I'm showing a balance of $210 on that. And then what you're being arraigned on, that is what I am here to explain the charge against you, is a citation issued on April 2nd, 2024 at 9:24 in the evening. That charges that you operated a motor vehicle on North Ford Boulevard at or near Russell Street with no license on your person. Do you comprehend the charge against you?
I do not. I don't even own a license. I canceled my license years ago.
Okay. So, what you are being charged with is operating a motor vehicle without having a license on your person. So, I'm not asking if you agree with this. I'm not asking if you have a license. I'm asking if you understand the words coming out of my mouth as far as what this charge is.
The charge is accused me of not having a driver's license on my person, correct?
Correct.
Well, from my understanding, I need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my understanding, I don't need a license to do that.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we are not going to get, for now, you are saying that you have understood the words as far as not having a license on your person. It is a misdemeanor charge with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both.
So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
So
at this time, the court is going to set a pre-trial date for you. That will be before Judge Washington.
Ma'am, can we prove the jurisdiction first before we go ahead with setting a trial for that entity or a pre-trial for that entity?
I hear you. And at this point, you are appearing in front of the court. You have put your name on the record. And yes, we are setting a pre-trial date for you.
I did put my name on the record, and my name that I put on the record is not the same name that you have attached to that case.
And you can provide documentation of such at your pre-trial date, which is going to be June 26th.
So the documentation that I have published, recorded excuse me, sorry. The documentation I have published and recorded on the record, on the state of Michigan record, that says what I just told you, that I'm not who you have, that I'm not the name you have attached to that case, I needed to bring that with me, is what you're saying? It being already recorded and on the state of Michigan records, that good enough?
Whatever documentation you have,
Mm-hmm.
bring it with you to your pretrial date. That is what I am telling you, yes. So, and again, that court date, June 26th? Okay. Will be June 26th at 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. The court will enter that you are standing mute to all charges at this time.
So we're just assuming jurisdiction, though, correct?
Yes.
How? From my understanding, that has to be proved before we even proceed with anything else. Am I wrong?
You are not correct. The court will also set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. Basically, you are promising to show up for that June 24th court date at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington, where you will have your pretrial. Okay, so at this point, your hearings are concluded. You are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
So I need to be there under threat, duress, coercion of going to jail?
A routine court hearing quickly turned tense when a defendant claiming to be a sovereign citizen refused to recognize the authority of the court. Instead of answering basic questions, he argued that he was a living man and not the legal identity listed on official documents. He also challenged the court's jurisdiction and insisted that he was simply traveling, not driving without a license. The magistrate remained calm and firm throughout the hearing, repeatedly explaining that his interpretation of the law was incorrect. As the defendant continued interrupting and refusing to cooperate, the court moved forward with the arraignment and entered a plea on his behalf. A future court date was then scheduled despite his continued protests about coercion and jurisdiction. The hearing became another example of sovereign citizen arguments failing inside a real courtroom. While the exchange created several awkward and even humorous moments, it also showed how courts consistently reject these theories and continue the legal process regardless of a defendant's personal beliefs.